If you were guided to this message today, understand that this is not a coincidence, nor is it a fleeting moment of curiosity. Your guardian angels have led you here with intention, with purpose, and with a deep desire to speak directly to your soul. There is an important revelation unfolding in your life, and the universe is preparing you for a moment of healing, clarity, and reconnection. The message begins with something unexpected. An apology is making its way toward you. This is not an apology that comes lightly, nor is it one that appears out of thin air. It is born from reflection, humility, and the desire to restore harmony where it was once disrupted. Yet there is a catch, not to hinder you or burden you, but to guide you. You too will be called to take accountability for your part in the conflict. Your angels emphasize that this is not about guilt or blame. It is about balance, truth, and shared responsibility. They want you to be open to a genuine, heartfelt conversation that carries the potential to reshape the connection between you and someone significant. This isn't a superficial exchange or a polite gesture. It is a moment of truth. Something meaningful happened between you and a friend, lover, or family member. The bond you share with this person holds depth, history, and emotional weight. This conversation is coming from someone you have known for a long time, someone whose presence has woven itself into the story of your life. You have journeyed together through different phases of growth, learned lessons side by side, and built memories on emotional, spiritual, and energetic planes. This connection may very well be a soulmate bond, a lifelong friendship, or a relationship that has shaped you in ways you haven't fully understood until now. And this person, moved by sincerity, wishes to offer you an apology. Not a shallow one, not one masking ulterior motives, but a genuine acknowledgement of their own imperfections and their willingness to repair what has been strained. However, the angels want to prepare you. This will not be a one-sided exchange. This individual is seeking dialogue, not monologue. They want truth, unity, and mutual understanding. They hope you will come to the conversation with the same openness they are bringing, with diplomacy, balance, and harmony as your guiding intentions. The universe encourages you to keep these values at the forefront of your mind, as they are essential not only for the conversation to flow smoothly but also for the long-term survival of the bond. This is not an ambush. There is no hidden agenda, no manipulation disguised as reconciliation. This person is not looking to take advantage of you emotionally, spiritually, or materially. Their intentions are pure. They want peace. They want closure. They want reconnection. But to step into this moment fully, you must also be aware of your own inner landscape, your triggers, your fears, your shadows. The angels remind you that every person carries wounds and blind spots. It is easy to assume that someone else is cold, careless, or unwilling to do the inner work. But if we accept the idea that others mirror parts of ourselves, then we must also acknowledge that we, too, can contribute to misunderstandings, pain, or emotional turbulence, often without realizing it. Yes, the apology is coming. But your angels ask you gently, have you denied your own role in what happened? Have you overlooked the impact of your words, your tone, your actions, or even your unspoken intentions? Intentions are powerful. They ripple outward, influencing reality even when no physical action is taken. Thoughts carry energy. Willpower creates motion in the unseen. The emotions you hold, the expectations you cling to, the fears you harbor. These subtle forces shape the dynamics of your relationships. It doesn't matter whether you are someone with a bold, commanding presence or someone who moves more quietly and passively through life. Intentions hold weight regardless. They influence the people around you in ways you may not always recognize. This person will apologize, but they are not prepared to be the only one taking responsibility. They hope for reciprocity and emotional maturity. They want to feel that both hearts are open, both minds are aware, and both spirits are willing to grow beyond past misunderstandings. Your angels encourage you to reflect on the concept of yin and yang, the cosmic dance of duality and unity. Light flows into shadow and shadow flows into light. Within each of us resides both truth and confusion, compassion and defensiveness, clarity and distortion. And in nearly every conflict, there are two sides contributing, consciously or unconsciously, to the imbalance. This does not mean you are fully at fault. Simply means you are human. This person, whether a friend, lover, or family member, will come forward with sincerity, humility, and a genuine desire for peace. When they do, your role will be to meet them halfway. Approach this moment with grace, compassion, fairness, and emotional balance. Aim not for victory but for harmony. Not for being right but for understanding. If you value this connection, if your soul recognizes its importance, then strive for longevity. This does not mean sacrificing yourself or betraying your own needs. It simply means being willing to engage in the natural ebb and flow of energy that exists in every meaningful relationship. This conversation will not be heavy or sorrowful from beginning to end. Even the difficult moments will carry the potential for healing, transformation, and renewed harmony. Yes, you may feel tension. Yes, you may experience nervousness or emotional vulnerability. There may even be moments where words burn a little too sharply. But remember, growth often emerges from discomfort. In fact, the disparity, the emotional friction, the contrast between perspectives, these can become the very catalysts for deeper unity and understanding. This moment holds the potential to rebuild your connection on foundations stronger than before. What was once fragile can become fortified. What once felt uncertain can become grounded in authenticity. Your bond can evolve into something more resilient, heartfelt, and sincere. To reach this point, you must be willing to acknowledge where you went wrong and express how you wished certain things had unfolded differently. And you will also listen to them as they do the same. Neither of you comes as the villain or the saint. Neither of you is perfect and neither is expected to be. This person is not arriving with people-pleasing energy, and you shouldn't either. What you can expect is respect, maturity, emotional intelligence, and mutual understanding. This is someone who is self-aware, intuitive, and wise beyond their years, just as you are. They have lived, learned, evolved, and reflected deeply. They have made peace with their own inner angel and inner shadow, and they hope you are ready to do the same. When they come forward with their apology, your angels ask you to be gracious, humble, and receptive. This is an opportunity to practice your communication skills, your diplomacy, your empathy, and your ability to hold space for another person without losing yourself. This is more than a conversation. It is a universal blessing. It opens a doorway into deeper intuitive gifts, unseen abilities, and spiritual mastery. Every conflict is an invitation to heal, and every serious discussion is a step toward emotional evolution. In the midst of this reconciliation, you will feel a blend of emotions: warmth, love, fear, vulnerability, closeness, and perhaps old wounds resurfacing. These contrasts are simply the dualistic nature of life. Through them, you will see your strengths and your weaknesses. You will understand yourself more clearly. Whatever arises, try not to react impulsively or let emotions spill uncontrollably. Stay centered. Speak with clarity. Be elegant, calm, and grounded in your truth. Remember the value of respect. both for the person sitting across from you and for yourself. For those who are sensitive or empathic, the angels caution you not to slip into old habits such as people-pleasing, over-apologizing, or diminishing your needs to maintain peace. For those who are naturally assertive or outspoken, they remind you to soften your tone and approach with gentleness so that your truth does not sound like aggression. Seek balance. Seek harmony. Speak with cooperation rather than confrontation. This apology may shake your world, especially if you have waited months, or even years, for this moment. Perhaps the event that separated you caused deep sadness or emotional trauma. Perhaps you carried that wound silently, hoping that one day the universe would bring clarity and closure. Your angels assure you healing is coming, peace is coming, relief is coming. What was broken can be mended. What was lost can be rediscovered. In fact, this reconciliation may become a turning point not only emotionally but also spiritually and even financially. When your heart heals, your self-worth rises. When your self-worth rises, you attract abundance more effortlessly. Harmony within your relationships unlocks harmony within your life. Nothing bad will come from this. Only growth, understanding, and goodness will unfold. Stay aware of your words, your tone, your energy. Your communication in this moment will shape the future of this connection. If you remain conscious, open-hearted, and grounded, you will witness miracles. Subtle at first, then unmistakable. This apology is not merely an exchange of words. It is a doorway into your higher self, a portal to new beginnings, deeper connections, and a renewed sense of self-love that nourishes your spirit. Take a breath. Let these words settle into your soul. Let them resonate. Remember that you are always guided, always protected, and always loved by the universe. If this message speaks to your heart, type Amen to claim its blessings. And if you feel called, leave a kind and uplifting comment for others who may need hope, warmth, or encouragement today.